Hello, and welcome to the Calling in Your Soulmate Masterclass. My name is Jacqueline Marie. I am the founder of thesouloflove.com, where single, successful spiritual women come to reconnect with their souls, embody their feminine beauty and wisdom, and create the life and love relationship of their dreams. Today, I am speaking with someone who is so near and dear to my heart, a sister and dear friend, Nicole Moore. She is an expert and a master in her field, ladies. And today we're going to be talking all about how to align yourself with love and call in the person that's in alignment with your highest self and your greatest potential. So before we jump in, we're going to, as always, start with a little meditation and a prayer. So I'd like to invite you to join me in closing your eyes and placing one hand on your heart and your other hand on your belly. And to begin to attune to your breath, feeling this rhythmic inhale and exhale, just starting to connect and allowing everything that's transpired before you arrived here to this class to melt away. Giving yourself permission to be fully present so you can receive exactly what you need. And from this place, I'm going to pray. Beloved Mother, Father God, and all the sacred holy ones by all the sacred names, we ask, please, that you bless, uplift, and illuminate every single soul watching this class, and that we each receive the consciousness and vibration of love to the full depth and extent of our need, granting us an elevated perception of what love is and what is possible for us in our love life. And here with Nicole, I hold to the knowing that each of us are going to receive the ahas and the information that you truly need right now. You're here for a reason. So take a moment to just place your consciousness in gratitude, to tune into why you're here. Feel that prayer in your heart and also feel that person. Because right now, somewhere, the person who is your greatest match is praying for you, is doing the work for you, is actively like, where is my goddess? Where is my queen? And he or she is out there right now. And if you touch your heart, you tune into this energy, you're going to be able to feel them. So dear God, thank you for this moment, and thank you for everything we are about to receive. So be it. On an exhale, allowing all that to go and opening our eyes, feeling all juiced up in the consciousness of love. Hello, Nicole Moore.
Hey, that's amazing. I love it. I can feel my heart already so much more open and present. So thank you.
You're so welcome. I want to tell the audience a little bit about Nicole. So you guys, Nicole is, as I said, a dear sister and friend, and she's also a master at helping women find extraordinary love, attract, magnetize extraordinary love in your life. So she's the founder of loveworksmethod.com. You're going to want to go there. And a little bit about Nicole, she used these exact methods to attract her beloved into her life. She's now married. And fun story, I was the wedding officiant for Nicole. And she's now a new mom. So ladies, this is someone who is walking her talk. I'm so excited for you to get to learn from her. So if you have a journal, just pay attention, because there will be ahas. She's going to speak directly to you with steps to align yourself with love. So Nicole, I'd love to jump right in. And what is love alignment? What is that?
So first I want to say, I studied myself for many years because I wanted to figure out how to make love work. Like, that's why my company is called Love Works, because it was like the biggest area of pain in my life. So I started kind of with this obsession of like, what actually makes someone successful in love? Like, there must be some kind of, not exactly a formula, but there, people say success leaves clues. So I'd had that question in my mind for so long. Then I started coaching women, and then I really was thinking about, okay, what makes women successful? Like, there are some clients that I have, and then they're like, okay, single for 10 years, I meet my man. And then, some clients, they make some progress, but then, they didn't get there. And I just was like, okay, what is it? And I came across this idea of love alignment. And I thought about what's every single thing that I know has helped a woman be successful in her love life. And I found it really comes down to 3 areas. So the first one is your mindset. So what I say is your mindset. So what's your mindset? How are you thinking about love? What are you believing about love? I think people understand sometimes that your mindset has an effect, but I don't think people actually understand that your mindset is the thing that's determining the people who come in, right? So whatever you're seeing on the outside, your mindset is determining that. If you go online and there's crappy dudes, it's not because there's crappy dudes online. It's because you literally cannot see other people until you change your mindset. So what I say is this mindset piece. Do you believe the love of your life exists? Or do you think, well, he wouldn't want me? All of that stuff, right? It literally is like you cannot see the good man in front of you. You might have an example like, you've probably shared this on your series. You met your partner, past, right? You didn't think anything of him. And then you met him and you're ready, right? So mindset determines the quality of person that comes in. It also determines whether you can see them or not. So if your mindset is aligned, believing positive, you're going to feel like there's a lot of good men out there have options. And then we move into your heart. So your heart determines, okay, if that person's in front of you, can you open up to them? Can you let them in? Can you let love in or not? So heart alignment is about clearing those pieces within your heart. I call it love crack. So you have a painful moment as a child. Your father leaves. Your mom criticizes you. Or like me, like when I was in 3rd grade, the boy didn't refuse to kiss me and spin the bottle, right? Like these moments happen. And I feel like it's like your heart kind of cracks a little bit. Your heart really can't be broken, right? But we feel that little crack, and then it's like the emotion gets locked in there. And then all of a sudden your heart's carrying rejection, 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 rejection. And then you're vibrating that out into the world and you're saying, I don't want it, right? So when your heart is aligned, then you're able to let love in. And then the third piece is your energy. That's what you're vibrating. That's what people are feeling from you. So you can be the most amazing woman in the world, but if you are insecure, you're vibrating insecurity, right? And people feel that. So when your mindset is aligned, when your heart is open, and when you're radiating an energy of openness and femininity and confidence, you're in the best place possible to attract in a really great man. So what I recommend to women is focusing on getting these 3 areas aligned, not from a place of like, I have to be perfect, because that's more mindset crap, but getting yourself ready for that perfect person and then feeling worthy of him when he actually comes in.
Love that you said that. Love the distinction you made about this is not, you're not at all talking about perfection. Love that, because so many women hear these things and then they think, okay, if I just change myself and mold myself to be this kind of thing, then it's going to work.
Yeah. Or the love, like they'll use self-love. I see this one too. Like, I need to like love myself and work on myself. And then it's like the self-love, working on yourself is used as an excuse why I can't have it. So a lot of women do that, right? I can't have love now because of X, Y, Z thing. But that's really a mindset thing. And it's really a heart thing, which is a deserving thing. So I believe that everyone is worthy of love at the end of the day. But I also believe that people have patterns that block love from being available to them. So you know how, I don't know who this quote is really from, whether it's Rumi or A Course in Miracles, right? It's that quote, like, your task is not to seek for love, it's to seek and remove all of the barriers. Whoever actually said it.
Rumi.
It's true, right? It's like you gotta remove that stuff because you are worthy of love right now. But if you have a pattern that says you're not, then it doesn't really matter, right? Because that's not going to be your experience in the world.
I love this. So I know so many women right now are like, awesome, mindset, heart cracks, energy. What do I do? So a lot of people who come to me, and I know this is the same with you, when we're talking about mindset, we're talking about beliefs. Because so many women don't realize they're operating on beliefs that are so subconscious. They actually think, no way, I'm ready for my guy. I really, really want him. And I know exactly what I want. What would you say to that woman right now who like?
Well, first of all, I have a theory that being single for too long is actually dangerous. And it's because you don't get your patterns. So if you want to discover what your real limiting beliefs are, you can sit there and journal all day, and that's great, or you can go out and date. Go put an online dating profile on there and try and get 3 dates in the next week. You will see what your blocks are, because you're probably not going to have that experience. Although when I have clients shift their mindset, they literally get booked out 3 weeks in advance with dates, right? Which might seem like crazy to you right now. But this is why I love, I know everyone hates online dating. I love it because I'm like, it's the easiest way possible to see what your limiting beliefs actually are. It's going to be reflected. So put up a profile, swipe, 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 whatever. I found my husband on Tinder. I'm partial to Tinder. And then see, oh, all these men seem to just want sex. That's coming from you. Or the men are messaging me, but then they're not really pursuing me and they're flaky, or what, or nothing, right? And so then you ask yourself, okay, I'm getting this result. It's obviously negative. What must I be thinking and believing to create this, right? So it's way easier to actually, I think, understand your limiting beliefs when you actually go and have the real life experience. And then you can start to ask yourself, okay, what do I need to think differently in order to, change my experience? So go put a profile out there. And then don't put the pressure on yourself. This is for the love of my life. Put on the attitude of, I'm a researcher. I want to see what I'm going to get. And this is going to be amazing because I'm going to see what my limiting beliefs are. And then I'm going to be able to actually start, shifting them.
This is a great tip. I've never even heard anyone say that. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I just have had so many women over the years. If I had $1 for every woman that said I hate online dating, like I would have a jar full of thousands of dollars.
You're like, I want thousands of dollars.
Literally. So I had to find a way. Like I have this whole concept that I teach called dating for growth. And basically I realized like women are going crazy when they're dating, and they're becoming jaded and bitter and miserable because every single date or even interaction with a guy, it's like, is he the one? Is he the one? Is he the one? And then when he's not, you feel horrible, right? Or you go online and you don't immediately get what you want and you feel horrible, which by the way, I think is crazy because this is what I say to women. I'm like, when you leave your house, let's say you're in New York City and you're walking down the street and, you're crossing the street and there's some men and there's some women and there's one maybe cute guy that you look over and he smiles and he walks away. And then there's 10 unattractive guys. You're not sitting there going, why are all these guys unattractive? Like you're not getting mad. You're just letting them pass you by. But somehow with online dating, it's because it hooks into those limiting beliefs, right? You see one cute guy and he winks at you. That's like a thing on Match.com, right? He winks at you, but he doesn't message you. And then there's 10 not so attractive guys that maybe are interested. And women will tend to go crazy over that scenario. But whatever makes you crazy is your limiting belief. Are you thinking, I'm never going to find love? Are you thinking it's because I'm not good enough? Are you thinking I've been single for so long, right? So like whatever the thoughts come up, those are your limiting beliefs. So I just recommend women stop hating the process so much and instead start using it.
I love this. I absolutely love this. And something I want to add. So my sister also found her beloved online. I too totally believe that when it's approached from a place of pleasure and joy and almost like, okay, let's just see what fun I can have. And none of the responses have anything to do with our personal value or worth, right? We come from a place grounded in that. My sister did something which was brilliant, and something I coached her on and something that I coach multiple women on. I think I'd love to hear what you say on this. Her guy, right, she had a very limiting thing of like what kind of man she wanted. Mm-hmm. And then she was on one of these things and she swiped and here's this guy, gorgeous face, her whole body. She got a bodily response of yes. Wow. But when she read how tall he was, she went, nope, I want somebody who's 6 foot. No, he's way too short. Mm-hmm. And he's like 5'8" or something, 5'7". But there was this thing and she almost swiped no. And she didn't even remember that she ended up swiping yes. Mm. And later as she was going on, she had this whole bodily like, oh my God, is he still there? What if I missed him? Mm-hmm. Right? She actually had this experience. She went on a first date with him. They've been together for over a year now. He is literally her dream man and treats her like the absolute queen she is. And she almost said no because of one of these superficial things that we write down on our list of what a guy has to be. So I'd love to hear you talk about
that thing is great. I mean, and I know you're not like particularly tall, so I'm sure she's not that tall. Like the 5'8" guy is probably still a lot taller than her, right? Like
totally. We're 5'3", you know?
Well, the thing with the height is crazy. Okay, so first of all, Mike, my husband, he wrote, okay, I'm actually 5'9.5". So I'm a person, I used to, I don't know, the half came, I don't know, I used to say 5'9", but I figured out I'm 5'9.5". I put on my Tinder profile, I'm 5'9", because I am so tall. But I was actually open to my height and above. I wasn't even saying no to the 5'9" or 5'10" guys, right? Because actually only 13% of guys are over 6 feet, right? And like, I think when women want that, they really want the feeling of like a protector, right? Like somebody bigger than me. And you can have that from somebody who is your height or a little bit taller. It doesn't have to be the 6 feet. But Mike put on his profile that he was 6 feet. And that actually like made me go, ooh, like I liked it. But that wasn't the one reason I was saying yes. He's not 6 feet. He's 5'11". But so I was like, I told him that when I met him, but I didn't let it stop me. And I think that like we all have an ego, right? The ego is the fear-based mind. It's the one that's making the list from a place of, I think I need these things because of fear-based reasons or societal reasons. So I recommend to women is write your list of everything that you want and then analyze, is this actually coming from my heart? Why do I want this? Why do I want a guy? Like you could want a guy who makes money because you have this fabulous, like I mean, actually, you know, didn't go for a guy that makes money. Now my husband's working in my company, but you know, we were just talking before this interview. I love luxury and I have a vision for a certain lifestyle that I want, right? So you could ask for equality from a vision perspective or a heart perspective of this really resonates with me. Or you could ask for it from fear. I want a guy who makes money because my mom, like my dad left us and my mom always told me like, you need to make money, you know, you should never rely on a man. So I believe deeply that if you take action from fear, if you choose from fear, it will only ever lead you to a result that you don't want, right? But if you choose from love, the natural outcome is love. So for every quality, it's like, why do you actually want a guy who's 6 feet? Is it because that's important? Or is it really this quality of protector? And if it's the quality, there's so much more space to get that. Course in Miracle says, focus on the content, not the frame, right? So why do you want the quality? What's the emotional reason why? And then can you open up your mindset to see that there's many ways to get that from a man, not just, oh, he has to be, you know, 6 feet tall to get it.
Right. Love this. Love this. So when we're talking about being able to access, even being able to access what it means to, you know, a lot of women are like very out of touch with, am I making this choice from fear? Am I making this choice from a place of real love and empowerment? So is there a tip or a tool you can give viewers watching right now? Like, how do you know if you're making a choice from fear?
Well, I think you can tell from your body, right? So, I mean, I really recommend, like, it's like two parts to this process. So one is telling how your body feels. So I always say truth feels neutral to good. Like, even if your truth is like, he's cheating on you. Like, if it's your intuition, you might feel like fear after that, but it's not going to be like the same gripping fear of like, oh my God, is he looking at another woman? Is he going to choose someone? My head is really fast, right? And I feel constricted and I feel kind of like jumpy. Whereas if it's my intuition, it like literally feels like this little voice. It feels like something drops into my head and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, you know? And it's like this quiet,
that's the key,
stillness, you know? So fear feels different than truth. And so you can look to your body, or you can also look to how the quality of your thoughts. This requires actually watching your mind. So I've discovered, for example, like my ego voice tends to be on the right side of my head and it talks really fast. And I actually feel it differently than sometimes my heart voice is here. So if you just study yourself, you will be able to start to distinguish like, what are my fear symptoms, what are my love symptoms, and then you've got to, like, the hard part is choosing the love, right? Over and over and over again.
Absolutely, especially when that can feel so foreign. When we switch from living from a place of, like I say, most of us are living from heads. We're like bodies that take our heads around. And when it comes to actually then dropping down into our bodies and having access to that feminine intuition, and having a deeper, what I would say, a deeper connection and an intimate relationship with our soul. Right. So from that place, it's a very different energy. Love that you said stillness, and then you kind of described chaos. And it's so very true. Often when we're triggered or when we're in fear, it's going to feel like chaos. And we all know that feeling. It's so disempowering. And even if it is a truth that's hard to sit with, it will be this still, subtle quiet that you kind of feel. For me, I feel it in my belly, in my womb space, deep in my heart. So this idea of feminine embodiment and feminine empowerment, I love how this is becoming more and more prevalent as we start to look at, okay, how do we actually magnetize and manifest things into our life? And so many women right now, I feel there's still that don't really understand why it's important to have a relationship with their bodies and their feminine energy. So is there anything you can say on that?
Yeah. I mean, I think just from a perspective, I always tell women, like, if you want to stand out, like, this sounds like the most unsexy thing on the planet, but it actually is being present. Like, when I started being present, I would literally hear from men, oh my God, there's just something different about you. And I was just sitting here going like, wow, it's because, I was in New York City at the time. It's a very disconnected city. So, okay, this is how I describe it. Men live in this world, right? Well, now the consciousness is shifting, right? But I will just say, if you're not in Encinitas, California, like me and Jacqueline are, most men are living here, okay? So they're walking around, they're interacting with heads all day long. Men, heads, blah, 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 blah. And then they talk to you and you're in your head. There's not this different energy. It's like, she's hot, maybe, but they're not going to feel anything. It's very hard to really feel someone if they're in their head. But if you're dropped into your body, even just a little bit, even just the meditation that you did at the beginning is going to drop you into your body just a little bit. Your attention is in your body, it's landed, it's grounded, and then it's going to be this subtle thing of, she just feels different. I don't know what it is. There's something different. You'll hear this. Just practice presence for like 30 days and you'll hear it, right? And so just practically, it's like, you don't have to be like the most beautiful woman in the world to manifest your man. It's like presence, the most unsexy thing, is actually one of the biggest keys. Then when you're in your body, you have access to energy. And manifesting is about mental focus. That's a piece, right? Can you just focus on the thing that you want and stop letting your mind spin into doubt? But you also have to be able to receive that. And where are you going to receive the love? It's not in your head. It's literally in your, like, literally, we're receiving the love, right?
Yes.
In your body. So yeah, manifesting is about mental focusing, but then it's about being actually a vehicle that can receive the thing that you say you want. And I always say it like this: love is a big energy. Like, it's just a big energy. So if you're like all the way in here and all your energy's in here, like, can you just kind of feel it's not as powerful? Like, this energy isn't actually as powerful as someone grounded in your heart. So when you're in your body, then the things that you want can actually come to you. And it's so counterintuitive in today's world, and we want to go to crazy town and analyze and manipulate and control and all of that. But, you know, love is very counterintuitive these days, right? It's really like, do the opposite thing of the mind, what your mind is telling you to do, and you'll be fine. You know?
That was brilliant. So brilliant. Like, you know, one of the things that I teach my clients, my students, and I'm very big on, to come into the body and to use your word presence, you know, because for each woman, we have a different energy. We're so unique. Like, ladies, there's no one in the world like you, which is so fucking exciting. Excuse my F-bomb, but like, it's that exciting, because when you get tapped into that, your absolute value and uniqueness, there has never been a soul like you, and there will never be another soul like you. The place you interact from that world is so different. And men pay attention because you finally feel like a woman. You don't feel like a needy little girl. You don't feel like a dude. You could be the hottest woman in the world, but if you feel like a guy and you're meeting in that masculine planning, organizing, do, goal set energy, they're not going to see you as a partner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things I like to teach my clients is about yoni breathing. So breathing down into the vagina to start creating a new relationship with actually being in their body. So when they're with people, they can have connection to their own sacred temple and then interact from that place, right? Feel really juiced up and alive. I would love to hear, do you have like one tip or tool you can give women? Like, how do I, because some ladies hear presence. I get this all the time, presence or connection. And they're like, what is that? How do I even do that? Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do think a lot of your presence does come from connecting to your vagina, yoni, pussy, whatever you want to call it. So what I recommend, my technique is imagining literally that you have a magnet in your vagina and your sex chakra. Like, literally imagine that there's a magnet there that can bring to you everything that you want. And then I'll tell women, like, imagine the magnet and then like swivel your hips, and it's almost like the power is growing, and you can feel this energy of like, you know, it's like sucking everything that you want in. And then like, if there's something that you want, like if there's a guy that you see, you can imagine like that the energy, like you kind of throw like a little energetic lasso around him, or you can do this like mentally, like with the things that you want. And it's like you know, or you can imagine it if you want, it's like you're throwing out an energy boomerang. It's going to come back. Like whatever image works for you, like a lasso or like an energy boomerang, because boomerangs always come back, right? And so you literally are like, okay, I'm sending out my energy signal. Like I trust that this is going out into the ethers. It's going to bring me back something that I want. And like my clients have used this exercise. One of my clients did it on the plane. So she saw this cute guy on a plane. She you know, went to her flight. She did the lasso. She didn't know exactly where he was on the plane. And she got off the plane. She didn't talk to him on the plane. She got off the plane and she's walking down the escalator to go to the baggage claim, and he runs after her. And he's like, oh my God, I have to ask you out. He's like a male model. So like, you can do yoni breathing. You can do imagining there's a magnet. It really is about bringing your awareness into your body and out of your head.
So thank you for the example of putting that into action right away with the woman on the plane. That's so cool. Like, ladies, right now, this is something you should be trying. Like, every day.
It really works. It's surprising, but it really works. I mean, women are magnetic at the end of the day, right? Like that's what we are. We are energy beings. It's so much more fun, I think, to say, I desire this thing and I'm going to draw it to me and I'm going to be surprised and delighted by how it comes, than let me make it happen and let me do this and let me.
Right. And always this or something greater.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I find that when we're finally in that place, we start to love our life. And so that's the key. When we're loving our life and we actually love who we are inside of us, a whole different kind of person shows up. Mm-hmm. Before we conclude, I'd really love to, like, love is such a personal experience for everyone. And Nicole, I know that you are in like such a phase of blooming with love. So yeah. What is love to you? And how do you know when you've met a man that is worthy of your love?
Yeah. Well, I will say, I used to be like, but I love him, right? We do that, but I love him. And then I'm ignoring like all the bad qualities. Don't do that. But you know what I realized? Like, this is something that I realized that I didn't know before, that like is so important. Like, you want to love someone, but you have to really like them. And I've been in that relationship where it's like, I love you, but then like, oh, there's like this crazy tension, or sometimes I like really actually don't like you, or you're not being that great. Like I think so many women actually do that, where they think it's this feeling of love, but really it's my little girl wound has hooked into this man, and now I feel like I need him to survive or to be okay. So that love feels very unstable. But I think actually, and again, it's so unsexy, that love actually brings this feeling of peace. Like for me, it's like this, like, when I'm looking at Mike, like sometimes I'll just get this like warm, like just peaceful kind of, it's like blissful, but it's not like a crazy high, you know, it's just this like warm feeling, you know, and then sometimes it feels like a faucet's turned on and like love is kind of pouring out. But I think that love actually brings you a feeling of peace. Real love brings you a feeling of peace. And there's still so much excitement, okay, for all of those. I'm addicted to unavailable men, and I'm worried I'm never going to have passion and someone committed at the same time. Like, you still have this sense of like excitement and adventure and building a life with someone. But I think the qualities of peace and actually feeling safe are tremendously important, you know. And then like I think the like factor, at least for me, is so important. Like when I look at my husband Mike, I'm not sitting there like thinking about all these things that I actually don't like about him. Like I feel like I just really like how he is. Like I don't know how to explain it other than that. I'm just like, I like his mannerisms. I like how he thinks. I like what he does. I just like to watch him. You know, it's like how I feel about my son, Luke. It's like, I just love watching him, being him. And I feel like I look at him and I'm like, exactly how you are is so amazing. And I just like celebrate everything that he is, you know. I don't want to change him. So I don't know if that's like super clear. Love is.
Oh my gosh, that was perfect. It was,
but
that's so perfect. And that's such a big key. Like when we actually like the person, that means we're no longer trying to change them. We are actually totally in acceptance of that person, right? Like with my beloved Lindsay, my fiance, I have so much fun with him.
Mm-hmm.
I love who he is as a human being. I like that, what you call like, I'm just in acceptance of, I'm like, wow, I trust you to lead.
Yeah.
I trust you to lead. I trust you to self-correct and course correct and always have our highest good. And when we sit down and we're in the car for a way too long car drive, you know, cross country, we're going to laugh our asses off because we have the energy of, I genuinely like you, get along with you, and accept you fully. So thank you so much for bringing that up, because I think it's something that gets missed so much, you know, in today's culture where we're so used to swinging back and forth from highs to lows to highs to lows. Like, what is it to have that beautiful consistency? And then from there,
that's the longevity piece that's missing. It's like you don't actually like the person. Like, you know, at the end of the day, it's like you have highs with them. Exactly what you said. You have highs and lows. But I don't know. I think that's just a piece of, I don't know. I'm not like, you know, I'm in my 30s, so maybe I don't have the most wisdom on the planet at this point. But I think a piece of wisdom that I've learned from my journey is that the like factor is so important. Plus the love factor and the play and the fun and all of those things. And really at the end of the day, I think it's about being with someone who feels like a really resonant, energetic match, you know. Like if I was in the car, like you're so playful and you laugh all the time and you have like the most amazing laugh, you know. But for me, like I'm playful, but I'm a little bit more intense. Like you're intense, but we have different flavors of intensity, right?
Right.
And so like I like that when I met Mike, I felt like, oh, like this is like a match for like the flavor that I am, you know. Yeah. I think it's so important to find that person where you feel like, okay, like we really just actually kind of match. Like we're two flavors that go together.
Beautifully well. Knowing both of you beautifully well. So I know you have an incredible free gift for our viewers. I would love if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So it's a video that I did. It's a webinar. It's on how to find your dream man in 6 months. A lot of my clients do, but even if you don't find him in 6 months, I promise you it puts you on the path. But it's about how to find your dream man in 6 months without like, you know, dating around or doing these crazy things. So I really talk about the keys to bringing in that right man, especially if you do have a timeline, right? And you're like, I don't want to control the universe, but I want to manifest him in. So I give you the steps to do that in that free video, free webinar.
Thank you so much. So everyone watching this, I know you've had an amazing time. There's huge ahas. Go to the webinar. Go check that out. Stay in touch with Nicole. So everyone watching, thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. Nicole, I love you from the depth of my heart. Thank you so much for giving of yourself and for being a stand for women really being able to call in true love. It's been an absolute joy to witness you do that and create that in your life. And I know for everyone watching, love, if it's a yearning in your heart, it is your destiny. It is a part of your purpose. It is one of the reasons you're here. You were born from love, and it is to love you will return. And if this is a soul yearning, without a shadow of a doubt, you have a match for your highest potential somewhere right now. So shift your mindset and see what you can attract into your life this week. Be sure to tune in tomorrow because we have another amazing guest you're not going to want to miss. So thank you so much. Mwah! And namaste.